Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by Chiefs Blitz. I am your host, Nick Athan, with my producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd of Bowtie Sports LLC. Check out their show at 1 o'clock on their YouTube channel. He and Andre do a kick-ass job talking about all things Chiefs and all sports in Kansas City. Definitely check it out. And we also want you to check out our sponsors because they are the glue that holds the show together. And we want to recognize them. First up, Mr. Eric Hense with the Eric Hense Group. He is your real estate advisor. If you're looking for someone you can trust, give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. He is currently working with myself and Hense to try and find our next casa, our next house. And he will hold your hand. He will walk you through it. He'll make sure all the disclosures, the paperwork. But the bottom line is he'll make sure that he finds the right house to fit your needs in your budget, and he will make sure that it's the right home for you and your family. That's what you want with a real estate advisor. You want someone you can trust. Eric and I have been friends for decades, and he's your guy. 816-729-3785. Eric Hense with the Eric Hense Group.
Proud sponsor, Chief Who.
Proud sponsor of Chiefs Who. And, of course, I am joined by the other gentleman of the crew of four guys, Mr. Lou Montagna, the other senior member, and Coach Andre Tillman, the smooth, the debonair, the stylish, and the most opinionated of the four of us. There you go.
Talk to him, Nick.
That's just shooting facts, man. Well, it is Red Friday. The Kansas City Chiefs are about to travel to Baltimore to face a healthy, very healthy Baltimore Ravens team in an AFC Championship game, in which most people are picking the Ravens to knock off the Chiefs. But before we get to all that, guys, I got a question for each of you. I thought about this before the show. We kind of talked about this before, but in your history of being a Chiefs fan, what's the number one play in the postseason that is highest on your list? I'm stumping. Okay, I'll go.
I gotta say the Wasp play because it really looked bleak at that point. Even as much faith as I had in that team, I was feeling like I don't know what's going on here. It's just that it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And then after you saw like the NFL films treatment of it, it becomes even greater. When Patrick's over on the sideline saying, do we have enough time to run Wasp? Which is basically saying is, hey, are these guys going to hold up long enough for Tyreek to get down the field so I can just, hum this thing out there? And he dropped back far enough. Bosa couldn't get to him, and the rest is history.
I'll say mine is a toss-up between the two. Patrick Mahomes running down the sideline before halftime against the Tennessee Titans, trumpet over everybody. And also the other one, when he ran in for a touchdown, the other one, he jumped up on one leg. We had actually one leg, throw a touchdown pass to MVS to knock out the Bengals.
I'm saying mine's is the opposite, guys. I'm going to go with a play that I'm glad it never was. That play with Sanders. Garcia threw the pass. Is it Garcia? Which one was that? The quarterback for San Francisco.
The one that Garoppolo.
I'm sorry, guys, Garoppolo, right? The play, I'm glad it never was, because that play scared the whole bar. That play had us like, oh, come on, don't do it, please. Oh, okay, he overthrew him. And that right there, to me, was the biggest play for me for Kansas City, because that play right there changed history for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going to go with that play right there.
Well, Chiefs had two timeouts and $1:27 left, so
Kareem said it was a pat run for me against Tennessee.
Yeah,
he agreed with me.
Yeah, no, I think for me, I'm going to go way back in the time machine and that's the hitch pass from Len Dawson to Otis Taylor in Super Bowl IV, and Otis dodging a guy and just high stepping into the end zone, which was the last point scored for the 23-7 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. The last game of the American Football League. So I'm a history buff, so when it comes to the NFL, but that to me was, and of course there's been a lot of Mahomes moments and all the things you suggested. And you know what's great about what you said, Lou, about the Wasp play is that Mahomes had to get in Tyreek Hill's face on the bench because he's like, we're lost. We're not going to win this football game. And Mahomes just wouldn't have it. He just dived right into Hill and said, wake the F up. We're going to win this football game. He was being a baby on the sidelines, and Mahomes had none of that. But that you're right. That play, changed the course of the Chiefs for what started this all, that one play.
Yeah, man. You know what? And then look at Mahomes, like, even with Mecole Hardman. Remember Mecole Hardman fumbled the ball in the special teams? And he was on the sideline crying and pouting. What did Mahomes do? Same thing with Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
He chewed him out, pumped him up. Was like, look your head up, man. Sorry, we got this game.
Yeah.
That's how I know Mahomes is different. That's how I know Mahomes is different, man. Mahomes carried that. Mahomes carried the Chiefs. In their first Super Bowl run, Mahomes carried them.
All in him.
Carried them, man. I said, he's special.
I saw one of the most interesting things I've seen on Twitter in a long time. They had Senior on, I guess, for somebody had interviewed him, and they had some clips and they did different Twitter things. And one of the things that he said was that once Patrick started playing high school football, after he came home, Pat Senior would interview him like he was part of the press. And he did that for him after every game, because to me, one of the things that has impressed me since day one was his composure at the podium, how he always has the right thing to say. You can tell that it's not rehearsed, that he's speaking the truth, and this is what he believes, and this is who he is. And I'll say it until he retires. OMDB. He's not going to let you lose or at least give up. He's not going to let you give up. That's for damn sure. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing that Senior kind of like he trained him, it's like this is how it goes. So I thought that was everything cool.
And I thought what was cool what Tom Brady said earlier this week that hey, Patrick Mahomes is not going to lose. He said even that Super Bowl loss against us, he still ran for 400 some yards and still was out there. Wasn't going to be the reason
competing and still was competing. Still was competing, man. Right.
Still competing. With that said, man, it's a big game coming up against Baltimore, the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, 3 p.m. I think 2 p.m. Kansas City time. Correct? I may be wrong, maybe right.
I think you're on it.
Take your time.
I think I'm right. Yep. 2 p.m. Kansas City time. Hey, we the first game up. And hey, you know how somebody like, oh, we don't know our opponents, but Patrick Mahomes on the road against, I think the AFC is the home team for the Super Bowl this year, correct?
They are.
Yep, they're right. Because it's the way they put them in the stadiums, right? Because if they put it in the West Stadium or AFC Stadium, I think I might be saying it correctly. But again,
they are the AFC. That they were the road team last year, the AFC, so they will be the home team this year.
So if the Chiefs get this,
that's kind of interesting though. I didn't know. I thought they just throw a coin in the air and whoever the coin flips on, that's who got hometown. Like
no, they rotated every year.
So hey, this is gonna be a battle. Now they're gonna say Patrick Mahomes is going up against the number one defense, and and nobody giving Chiefs defense no love. I mean, they taking shots. They saying like the Chiefs defense ain't legit. If me and Dre watched some tape yesterday,
we sure did we, Bo? Yeah, break it down, Bo. Come on.
As we watched some tape yesterday, can you honestly say as I take off these glasses? Can you honestly say
as I fix my hat?
Can you honestly say when Lamar Jackson is under pressure, he folds?
No, let me hold you right there. if you watch this game, right? His tackles let him down.
What game?
His tackle let him down. What you mean what game? Pittsburgh. TJ Watt.
Oh, you said if you watch this game. Okay, TJ
Watt. Yeah, TJ Watt. Yeah.
So he's putting the vibe out. We should be picking up on that. Okay.
Yeah.
We should be picking up on that.
So listen though, like I was telling Bo the other day, I said this is a divisional game. They know each other. Pittsburgh Steelers, the Browns, they know each other, right? They know each other. So it's gonna
what about the Colts game?
The Colts game, the Colts has a good defense, to front. The Baltimore Ravens offensive line is not as strong as, they good, but they're not as strong, right? But if you can see, if with me watching that game, guys, Lamar stays in that pocket. He stays in that pocket and waiting for the plays to develop. The old Lamar Jackson would took off and ran. He stays in that pocket waiting for plays to develop. That's his maturity. So when I see in the game, I say he stays in the pocket. Yes, you get pressure. No quarterback, Lou, likes to get pressure through the middle. Because what happened? It's going to throw you off, going to throw your timing off. So from what I've seen, he's matured. And then on the other side of the ball, with Patrick Mahomes this year has been under the same pressure.
We didn't get to that part yet.
Same pressure.
I put it like, hold on. If you watch that Ravens game, you watch it. Now, Lou and Nick, y'all football fans, if your quarterback gets strip sacked multiple times in one game, that means he don't have what? Pocket presence. He ain't got pocket presence.
Hell no.
Pocket presence. It is. Right, Lou, right or wrong?
If your quarterback's getting strip sacked multiple times,
it means you got a bad offensive line.
Bad offensive line.
That, and you're probably going to lose. But yeah, I guess if you showed me the plays, I might be able to give you a better lean. But it's not good. That's for damn sure.
Right. No, it's not good, and that's the key. That's the key for the Chiefs defense. And Hense, you're right. I mean, they're getting respect. And they're getting some love. Yeah. And people say, well, this is the number one and number two defense. But, when you compare it by position, the front line and the linebackers and the secondary, the Chiefs have better secondary. I think the Chiefs have a comparable front four. The linebackers, there's no question the Ravens are better. Just because of the way they swarm to the ball and how unison they play and how they play off each other. But it doesn't matter. If Willie Gay plays, and we'll know here at some point today.
Best linebacker on the team.
With the best linebacker on the team plays and he can fill the run lane that Lamar Jackson normally takes, and Karlaftis and Jones can keep containment and put pressure up the middle and force Jackson to go east and west versus, north and south, then they're going to force him to be a true pocket passer and be a real quarterback. And though he's done that a lot this year, and he's had some very, very impressive games throwing the ball, he was doing things this year I'd never seen him do before. And I didn't think he was capable of doing it. But he has. But in those games where they've been successful throwing the ball, they have been running it down the throats of their opponents. It wasn't like they had to pass because the run game was being stopped. They just did it to give their running backs a rest, and that's a huge luxury. And that's why I was going. That's why I was trying to explain to Dre yesterday, but he wasn't getting what I was saying. I said, Dre, we in the fourth quarter and they got 10 points. You know what I mean? The NFL going to show you the highlights. They ain't going to show you the whole game. Now I said, now look at this. If he run the ball, he's a play action pass quarterback. He ain't gonna just sit in there in the pocket and just kill you like a Josh. I mean, like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, them type of guys. Now, with that said, that's why I said you sit back and watch the tape from that point of view. You see him. He don't have pocket presence. Let me school you on Mahomes real quick. Let me school you on Mahomes real quick. You can't school me on Mahomes. He got 2 Super Bowl rings, 3 MVP.
Okay, listen though. You can't not school me on Mahomes. Mahomes forces the ball to Kelsey. When he forces the ball to Kelsey, he make turnovers, right?
You're right.
Mahomes will sit there and wait for Kelsey. Check this out though. He will sit there and wait for Kelsey. He'll hold the ball, wait for his main guy to get open, right? And then he gets sacked. Then he's under pressure. Everybody like,
but he hasn't done that. He hasn't done that down the stretch. He has not done that down the stretch.
Blitz, Mahomes does have an issue with sitting there and looking at Kelsey. He was staring down his favorite target.
I'll give you that.
Before the Bengals game, I would agree with you. Before the Bengals game, I would agree with you.
But right now, but here's the thing though, Mahomes has to understand this, and this is my interpretation of Mahomes. Trust your receivers. They've been playing well in the playoffs.
Coach is teaching the best quarterback on the planet right now. This is good.
I mean, listen. Just like same thing with MVS. You see what MVS did? He said, "Put the ball right here."
That's the listen.
And then he did, and he caught it.
He did. He caught
it. Everybody have faults, and I give Dre that.
Yeah, the Patrick Mahomes we've seen since the Bengals game is the quarterback that's going to guide this team to its second consecutive Super Bowl appearance and its second consecutive Super Bowl win. The bottom line is he's not forcing the ball to anybody. You know, the offensive line has done a really good job, not allowing a lot of pressure on Mahomes to be able to do that. And he gave MVS 2 opportunities and he came through. He gave Noah Gray opportunities and he came through. And, I think Watson was one of the only ones, that didn't catch a pass. And if he, as long as he has Rice, Pacheco, as long as he's got Kelsey, that is enough. That's enough of a headache for the Baltimore Ravens defense, because if they blitz him, he will tear them. If there's any kind of protection whatsoever, he's going to tear them apart. The Bills had the blitz because they just didn't have the linebackers who could cover. True. So I think as aptly as Nance said on the broadcast, well, you might as well just send him at Patrick. And what did Patrick do? He stayed in the pocket mostly. He slid to the left, slid to the right. He created space, or he took off running with his legs. And there's no way to stop this version of Patrick Mahomes we've seen in the last 3 games. I don't think the Ravens have it. And everybody talks about this, and it drives me crazy. I think I only saw one person, one of the writers at CBS, that, they give him a lot of looks. Patrick's seen everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, his first year against the Ravens defense in 2018, what did he do? He creates this incredible game. He has that amazing throw to Tyreek Hill on 4th down. He makes a 4th down throw later on that drive for a touchdown to Williams. And he said after the game, man, they threw things at me I'd never seen before. That doesn't matter anymore. There's nothing he hasn't seen, because the Ravens defense is playing the exact same way from week 1 to the championship game. The Chiefs defense has made some changes. They made some adjustments. Mm-hmm. They are what they are. They're not going to dial anything up that Patrick hasn't seen and anything that he can't ultimately carve into a big game for himself and his football team. So that narrative is out the window. You're not going to surprise Patrick Mahomes. And it's just a matter of, can the offensive line and the backs and the tight ends and the receivers go where they're supposed to go when those things happen? And that's the key to me.
Definitely.
Lou?
No, I was just wondering where you guys were going with this film study thing.
Lou was a tree. Lou was a tree. All right.
I love Patrick as much as the next guy, but I don't like every conversation morphs into Patrick. Okay, we get it. He's good. What did you guys glean from the film?
What I got when we watch, like Dre said, when I watch Lamar Jackson film, I seen that he folds under pressure. I don't care what Dre say. I know I've been watching this game for the longest.
It's your take, my man. We both
I understand.
The same time, sir.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see on Sunday when Chris Jones coming up that middle, Charles Middle, who George Kalafis coming on the end.
If he do come up that middle, if he do come up that middle,
you will see. You're gonna like y'all be in the text. Dang, Bowtie, you right. Hense, you right.
I hope Bowtie right.
I'm telling you. I did. Okay. Then we watched Mahomes film. We seen that, it's a couple games that he stared down Kelsey. He forced passes. Mm-hmm. He stared down the barrel of Kelsey, and that was it. But that only a game that I seen that I actually watched of Mahomes, and I said this year, and I said, whoa, Jesus Christ, was the Denver Broncos game, how they was coming at Pat. different stuff. Now, if the Ravens come out and run that scheme,
what scheme is that, sir?
I don't know what scheme that was. He was running over there.
Mr. Film Study. What scheme was the film study?
Well, I'm just saying,
what scheme was it?
They was bringing down. They was bringing down safeties. He was backing off safety. Then he had one safety spine, Patrick Mahomes, where he couldn't get out the pocket and run out of the pocket. Now the Ravens do that. I don't think the Bills or the Bengals have done that either. Like put a spy on Patrick Mahomes. It's only the Broncos have done that. Now,
real quick, bro.
Go ahead. Watching the Ravens game and watching that film study, I seen that. Okay, when the Browns put pressure on Lamar Jackson. Okay, the Steelers and also the Colts, also the Rams. Okay, even though he got out of there, if you seen how he play, if you seen the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. He folds under pressure. When your quarterback,
So what I'm hearing is if you pressure the quarterback, that's good for the defense.
That's good for the defense. Good for the game.
That's good for any team.
And bad
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Bo. But see, listen.
So you guys watch like hours of film to come up with that. What are we talking about?
Hey, this is football 101. You know, we just want to make sure people understand.
Remember what Al Davis used to say? The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard early in the game, and that's it. We can talk about schemes. You can talk about this guy. He doesn't hold the ball right. He doesn't have pocket presence. He must go down, and he must go down hard early in the game.
Hey, Lou, you funny, man. Listen, Lou.
I'm not criticizing you guys for watching film. That's amazing. I love that you do that.
Lou's that kid in school be like, teach us all you teaching. 1 + 1 is 2. You mean yourself for tutoring to learn since I learned in preschool? 1 + 1 is 2. Are you serious? 3 + 3 is 6,
you
right?
Hear that? Bringing the house crew.
Hey, listen.
Our intelligence has brought us that we need to pressure Lamar. Come on, get after it.
Hey, hold on. But you gotta let me finish, okay? Look,
go ahead.
Look. I went back and watched y'all. All right, some quarterbacks you pressure, it doesn't matter. Like a Patrick Mahomes, you put him under pressure. It doesn't matter. Peyton Manning, you put him under pressure. It doesn't matter. Tom Brady, you put him under pressure. It doesn't matter. Them type of quarterback, even Ben Roethlisberger, you put him under pressure. It doesn't matter. He'll stand in the pocket and light you up sometimes when he had AB. But again, Lamar Jackson, he does this. You know, you like somebody. So when you see somebody, he gets scared.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, let me break it down real quick. I'm breaking it down real quick. But for you, Lou, real quick. Right. Lou said this is preschool. Listen, Lou. On third and six, Lamar Jackson on 3rd and 6, right? Sometimes it's very difficult for him on 3rd and 6. On 3rd and 6, he do force passes. But Bo, I will say this about Lamar Jackson: he can make the tight window throws. He can make them. He can make them. The old Lamar Jackson couldn't do it. This one can do that. Remember I said earlier. He stays in the pocket now.
Is it an old Lamar Jackson?
Now? Yeah, he stays in the pocket now.
Remember who you are.
But you gotta understand this real quick. Both defensive lines is incredible.
I'm not being arrogant. I called it all the way. I said the Chiefs are going to go all the way. Everybody else
that Rice is going to have a big game. Do y'all believe that Rice is going to?
I believe so.
I don't think the secondary is as good as
people give me credit for it.
I mean, I've watched enough games against good quarterbacks where they've given up some yards. Now they're a bend don't break defense. Again, you look at the Browns game with a third string quarterback, and you look at the Rams game, with Matthew Stafford, and honestly, they should have won that football game. They had some opportunities, and they just misfired. So I think that, listen, the Ravens are the best team on paper. They're the healthiest team on paper.
Right.
They have the best collective unit, offense, defense, and special teams in the NFL. I'm going to give it to them.
Statistics.
There's one man.
it doesn't mean they're going to win anything.
That one man,
that's the guy, and that's the ghost. That's the ghost. That Lamar Jackson has to get through is Steve Spagnuolo, because
Italian
that's the
Harry
key.
Potter.
That's the key, man. Steve, it's going to be Spags beat. Had a good design against Josh Allen, and in the fourth quarter he just stumped him because he started throwing everything else at him, and he didn't know what to do. And the same's going to be the case for Lamar Jackson, but they're going to have to do that in the first half versus wait until the second half. They're going to have to make adjustments, because I don't think the Ravens can deviate from their offensive game plan as much as the Chiefs could. And that's going to also be key. But Spags, I trust. Why he has not gotten a single interview to become a head coach is
I don't know.
It's
why? Why?
Same with Lou Anarumo and with the Bengals. He didn't get a
ages.
single interview.
It's ages.
He's not a good head coach.
Guys, it seems like once they go like do the circuit, then that's that, and they don't get hired. That's it. I mean,
Even Bieniemy.
There was two huge surprises this year. Dave Canales has been an offensive coordinator for one season this year. He did a great job with Baker, no question. He was a quarterback coach for Geno Smith the previous year, got him to one of his best seasons ever.
Yeah,
he's a head coach. Callahan, I thought that was a kind of a surprise hire. Again, offensive coordinator in Cincinnati, God bless him, but the older guys are just, they're like done. We know who they are. We really aren't on board with it. So yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So
yeah. And
what are they saying in the chat, Dre?
Well, hold on, because so Kareem said this. I'm about to break it down, guys, real quick. Feels like those shows where coach picks the other team again. Be ready to mute him later on, bow tie. That's my job, though, Kareem. I'm going to continue to do it, young man.
He's got his finger on the pulse. Don't worry.
You know it. And then Kareem says this. Don't worry, Lou. I'm sending this advanced scaling straight to Spags. All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
all right, we got
a lot going on in Utah.
And so Frank
says
this. What up? So he said if Spags doesn't lose his athletic mic and starting full safety, he'll stack the box. What y'all think about that?
Well, yeah, he's going to have to stack the box and make him throw the ball. Andrews is probably going to be activated. He's activated. He'll probably play some of this game. We don't know how effective he'll be coming off that surgery, but he was a full participant in practice this week, and that's big. You put him and Isaiah Likely together. That's the best tight end combination the Chiefs are going to face this year. And again, we don't know how healthy he's going to be. But again, Spags is different. He's coached differently the last 2 years, including this one, than he has in the past, because he's got younger guys. He's got guys making plays, and everybody understands their role. And he's had Joe Cullen for 2 years, the defensive line coach, which has made a huge impression on this team defensively. And when you get guys in the secondary who can be on an island and 95 to 98% of the time shut down the wide receiver, that's a huge luxury. So Spags is going to dial it up. He is the wizard. We all thought maybe a few years ago he wasn't gelling, but what he's done in trusting the young kids and getting Chris Jones mostly motivated to play, snap to snap, and getting Karlaftis and Dana. Now, Dana hasn't played as well the last 4 or 5 games as he did earlier, and but he can still capable of making a big play here and there. But I'm telling you, I'm with Frank, man. They're going to stack the box. They're gonna play tight coverage on the receivers, and that's the key. And if they could do that, I mean, guys, I think this is going to be a Chiefs blowout win. We'll get to that toward the end of the show, but I don't fear this Ravens team. I fear the Ravens team of 2018 far more than I fear the Ravens team of 2023.
Okay, real quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lou. Okay, my bad.
No, I was just going to say Spags is going to change it up. I mean, there's never going to be one look that you're going to get, constantly, because if eventually they're going to beat it. Okay. So he's going to do different things, like the Buffalo game when he came out and it was like, wow. I mean, they're really running the ball on the Chiefs. And then after you see the changes in the second half, and like what Nick was saying was, okay, we're going to try to make them go the length of the field. We're going to try to make them go 10, 12 plays, and then kind of bank on the fact that they're going to make a mistake. Or eventually, and it did come to fruition in the second half, like Nick had mentioned, that Josh Allen was just going to go Josh Allen. Up until that point, he had a great game. Then he had some questionable throws. So we don't know what he's going to do. I don't know. Anybody knows. And then it'll change at halftime. And then we're not sure what's going to happen. But what we do know is that
he's a wizard.
I mean, they rarely give up more than 7 points in the second half all season. No one scored 30 for an entire game. And I think it's like 8 or 9 games in a row where it's 7 or less in the second half. So did
the Rams put up 31 on the Baltimore Ravens? I guess they did. So and
I'm gonna say this.
They gave them 31 points, and that's against a great quarterback. So
I'm gonna say this. Frank says this. He said Kincaid and Knox. To me, he said Kincaid and Knox, or similar to likely Andrews, or beat up Andrews, right? So basically, what he's saying is this: the Baltimore Ravens got a nice group on offense, on offense. Like, you can't key in on none of these guys because they all good at their position. They all can make plays at their position, right? OBJ experience, likely Andrews, a decent Andrews, still a threat, right? You still got Flowers out there, Bateman. You still got these guys out there that can still make plays one-on-one, right? So the way Spags plays is this: Spags is going to develop some zone schemes, some zone blitzes, to throw Lamar off, because you take out Lamar, you frustrate him.
Y'all talking like these guys and put up 1,500 yards.
Listen, Bo. In the comment section, a lot of people in the comment section says they feel the Bills forward. They said the Bills are a bigger threat than the Baltimore Ravens was.
Sure, right? They have more experience. They have more experience.
But again, the Bills didn't have their full starters, and they still play very well. They still were coached very well.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Bills' defense, even when they were at full strength, I don't think is as good as this Ravens defense.
That's what I'm saying. That's
what
I'm saying.
Like, so together. McDonald's scheme. Now there is some weakness in the defensive backfield, so that's what kind of gives me a lot of confidence that the Chiefs are going to be able to move the ball and score some points. Humphrey might be back at corner, but outside, I guess, of Kyle Hamilton, and that's one guy that you really not sure how they're going to deploy him. Are they going to put him on Kelsey? Are they going to put him in the slot? Are they going to? The
moment is too big.
I think they're going to do a lot of different things with Hamilton. So
I believe that.
So again, I think defensively they were a little bit better. Quarterback position, again, I guess we had this conversation last time. We don't want to get into that again,
right?
But yeah, I mean, it's Spags is just he is going to come. He is the best big game defensive coordinator there is in the league right now.
He's going to attack Lamar because he's not going to be worried about the Ravens' offensive weapons. His only focus is frustrating Lamar Jackson.
The wizard.
Lamar Jackson. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because in the past, Lamar Jackson, as much as Patrick zeroed in on Kelsey,
did he not Spags faced it Randy Moss? He faced it Randy Moss.
We cannot pull that with us. That's those guys.
You told me Lamar Jackson a long time ago.
Those Giants,
Lamar Jackson. Come on, Lamar Jackson.
Those Giants players aren't coming with them. So.
Yeah, no, we got
George Kalani.
No, I was saying the only guy that you would be really concerned with is Andrews, but coming off of injury, you got to kind of give him a break. But that would be the guy that Lamar is going to focus on in the past. So now I think they do have better weapons than they have. I think
they go right for the knees.
Likely is probably the biggest revelation, and he really wasn't expected to be this good, I don't think.
Right.
And he played really well last year, and he's really coming into his own. So, and he's, I mean, for a tight end, he's got some speed now too. So he's got weapons and everything else.
Hey, he's a threat in the red zone. He's a threat in the red zone.
My faith
is in arrogant. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm right.
You the Flavor Flav of the kingdom, man. You gotta stay supporting your guy, man. You got to.
I know. No, I'm just saying I just don't see it, guys. They play teams that ain't had no great defenses. And when they play a great team that had great defense, they didn't put up that many points.
No, they did pretty good against San Francisco. They did good against San Francisco, and they did good against the Rams. But the NFC style,
I'm talking about like when they played against the Colts defense. Did they put up that many points?
Okay, that was early in the year too. And they're still
fighting away. I'm not seeing it. You know what I am seeing? You know what I am seeing? Is one guy that is going to get the job done, and that's Dave Purdy. All right.
All right. Talk about our next sponsor, Mr. Dave Purdy with Supreme. Give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. He is currently working with both me and Hense to make sure we get the right mortgage in our search for a new home. You want somebody you can trust. You want somebody who can get the job done. And you need someone who can sort out the interest rate situation, your financial situation, and make sure you get the right loan, whether you're a 1099 or a W-2 employee. Dave has enough programs available that he can find the best one for you. He's a good guy. I've known him a long, long time. He's somebody you can trust. And again, interest rates are falling. Property values are holding steady, which is a good time to maybe look at buying a house or in getting in a situation to where you can refinance. Even further, interest rates are high on credit cards. Prime rate's still high. If you've got a lot of high-end debt, maybe he can put a second mortgage or he can take your equity and redo your first mortgage. Maybe you've got a great interest rate, but maybe you can balance it out and bring your monthly overhead down to where you can do other things like, go pay for Chiefs tickets or go on a vacation. So you want someone you can trust, and that man is Dave Purdy. So give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. We all here at Chiefs Blitz love Dave because he is pretty good.
Now listen. Now these guys made an interesting comment. Now Kareem says this. He said the edges got to stay home on RPOs, can't get caught on the fake and give Lamar the edge. And Frank says this, all right? Frank says, tell him, Kareem, ends cannot advance the pocket. Cut inside and force Lamar to scramble. Guys, I get that, but Lamar can throw the ball now. This ain't the same Lamar Jackson.
What did he say? He said Spags and what?
But these are Hall of Famers, though.
Come on now.
OC Tuck and Strahan and Paul. Them guys was legit pass rushers. Like, you're not gonna find that again.
It's only one legit person that's in this playoffs. That's what giving me this confidence, guys. It ain't even Patrick Mahomes. It ain't even nobody else. It's only one man that's giving this confidence, and that's that one big man in that red. That man has been there. He's been there since 1999. You know what I mean? He's been here. He does it. This doesn't faze him. So I'll put it like this, guys. All this Lamar Jackson talk, all this dancing in the locker room. You heard what he said. He said, we ain't no dancing here. We got more things to do. It ain't all that the defense, this and that and that. It all comes down to what you're gonna have your team ready to go. And I believe this man is gonna have his team ready to go. What you got to say, Lou? You guys say? You look like you want to say something. Go ahead.
Andy just didn't want to break a hip. So that's why he wasn't dancing. You gotta celebrate a little bit. Come on,
man. If you don't celebrate,
all business.
Yeah,
all business.
I hear what the locker room is saying. Obviously, you're not gonna.
He's celebrating right now.
You're not gonna throw a parade for getting to the AFC Championship game when this is the 6th year in a row.
Everybody said they want to go and do it.
So again, I can see that, but hey, Andy has just been a terrific addition to this organization. Stroke of genius. It was just very fortunate that his time in Philadelphia had kind of run out, and Clark was there to pounce. So doing it 6 times in a row will pick up that it's really quickly. So, yeah, big right now he's the best coach. He may have been, he's probably been the best coach in the NFL for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years and maybe longer.
Yeah. Real quick, Kareem says this. He said his legs are their only real weapon. Basically saying Lamar's legs is the biggest weapon. Everything else stealing from his legs. Nobody fears his arm. He ain't Joshy. Well, listen, man. Kareem, you haven't really been watching Lamar get busy this year. The man throws the ball, man. He can throw that rock, man. And if y'all think that he's gonna use his legs this game, y'all in for a rude awakening, guys. I'm telling you, the man,
Lamar,
he plays complete.
I'm gonna look right in this camera. Lamar, you lose your legs, you will lose your legs.
He's gonna lose.
He's gonna lose some legs coming across that middle. With Justin Reed coming down there, that end, he's gonna smack you up.
If he doesn't run for at least 75 yards, I don't think they have a chance.
Yeah, let's just hope that's not on one play.
Right.
Basically, what y'all saying is this: if Lamar doesn't utilize his leg, and you say Luke, if he doesn't get over 50 yards rushing, Baltimore loses this game.
Absolutely, no 75, but yeah.
I mean over 50.
I said it on the last show. Patrick Mahomes is going into the bank, and he's sticking them up for the trophy.
Who's that guy? Who was the Chiefs fan? The bank robber? Where's he?
Yeah, the wolf gonna be there.
Is he going to the bank?
He's incarcerated.
He's going to the bank too.
Unless he's doing a jailbreak.
He said he going 72-13 Baltimore. Hey, you know what, Kareem, man? You know what, Kareem? I ain't gonna make that assumption, Kareem. You know what's crazy, guys? Every person I pick against the Chiefs end up beating the Chiefs, right? So I'm gonna say this.
No, they don't. Stop it.
I'm gonna say this. Green Bay beat
Name
didn't it?
Name
Green Bay.
He said one team.
He picked Detroit too.
Detroit. Was I right? But
2 out of 20. That ain't bad.
I mean, I say this. This game is gonna be close. This game is gonna be real close, man. It's gonna be a real close game, man. I don't care. I don't care who win the game for real. To be honest, I like both. It really don't matter to me.
No, whatever.
I like both guys.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to get some love.
You're not going to get any love if you say you don't care who wins.
So
I care who wins, but this is a game to where I like. Both. I was not. I can't get crucified for liking both, baby.
So what you're saying?
I'm not an advocate for the mute button, but I think this might be.
Yeah,
I think
we need to hit that mute button. I don't know what he's drinking.
I don't know what.
You get the mute, Dre. You in timeout until I mute. But look
I
at
can
this
respect
picture,
you
man.
picking the Ravens if you really want to. But to say you don't care, come on.
I see somebody post this. I said, "Oh man, this is funny." They got every Baltimore and every NFL team going against the Chiefs, against Brittany Mahomes, Tony Romo, whoever they throw in, the rest, Patrick Mahomes. They try to take some shots, but it doesn't matter. The Chiefs, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get this done. When it's all said and done, y'all would thank me later. Because I said everybody said, "Oh, receivers dropping passes. Oh, I don't think we making the playoffs." I didn't think you raise your hand. You want to speak, sir? Okay. If y'all want to let him, y'all want to have a talk and give him
we will let you correct yourself.
Out of the
I will say this.
We're back
at full strength. Are going to have an immaculate game. They're gonna come out there and give the best effort they can. The best effort they can. But honestly, guys, it's gonna be a great game, guys. It's gonna be a great game. Both guys, both leaders, they both strong-minded. It's gonna be a good game, guys. It's gonna be a good game.
Hey, you know why it's gonna be a great game, Dre? Because this one guy that you threw shade on and threw him under the bus, but hey, the man is rising up the board.
That's my guy right there, man. That's my guy right there.
He rises up the board. So the Chiefs have, like I said, and I watched the game. I was like, okay, these guys have weapons on defense too. They got Snead, they got Watson, they got Trent McDuffie. Now they got Joshua Williams, and they got Justin Reed, and they got Mike Edwards, and they got Connor. You know what I mean? And they got it's going to be a great to see what's going to happen out there. Now, watching this game, who do you put? Who you matching up, Coach? Who you putting on who?
Okay.
What player are you putting on who?
Okay. If Andrews come back, now this is where it get interesting there, right? Because they're going to spread the ball.
Hit him right in his knees and send him right back to the sideline. That's where it becomes right back out there. You hit him right in his knees and you send him right back to the sideline.
No, we're not advocating that kind of violence here. Just so
we're not gonna do that. You know what? Hey, Nick, do you see my facial expression, man? Like, what kind of coaches? Both should be nobody's coach, man. He should be nobody's coach, man. He busting up knees and injuries. No, honestly though, the question is this, because they're gonna spread the ball around. Now, I think Spag's gonna play a lot of zone. I think Spag's gonna play a lot of heavy press zone. I think he's gonna force Lamar to think. He's gonna play with his head, so I don't know, because they're not playing man to man. They are sometimes though. I believe they are sometimes though, but against the Baltimore Ravens, they're not playing man to man.
Yeah, I think he wants all eyes on Lamar. So I mean,
all eyes on Lamar.
If they're running man to man, and they're like you said, I don't know that they have a specific, top receiver. I mean, is Zay Flowers really going to be the guy that you?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's put Snead on him and shut him down. I don't think it's going to be that way in this game. Right. I think the biggest weapons, depending on Andrew's health and likely, will probably be the guys that you really have to watch for. And like quietly, Nelson Aguilar is getting some love.
Aguilar is
but in terms of the receivers, Flowers is the real guy that you need to be, I guess, really aware of. But I don't know that Snead's going to travel with him. I think all eyes on Lamar. Make the tight window throws, like you were saying, or at least try to find the right windows to throw into. And if he does get away, run to the ball.
That's it.
Right, look, man. They didn't face Jefferson. They didn't face Chase. They didn't face all the top guys. Anybody you can name. And then you telling me Zay Flowers?
Bro, listen.
Watch Odell Beckham that only put up 462 yards this offseason.
Remember those teams were predictable. Those teams were predictable.
Oh, come on now.
Because they had a star receiver. This team doesn't have a star receiver.
You stop the run. You stop the Baltimore Ravens. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, that's
the run. You stop the Baltimore Ravens. The game is over. It's a wrap. Lamar Jackson is not coming out the pocket. He's not throwing bombs on the field like the boy said. He's not Josh Allen.
I'm recording this snippet. I'm recording this one. He's not throwing bombs down the field. He's not throwing bombs down the field.
He is not that guy.
Did you erase all those plays that he made all season? While you're doing your film study?
I'll put it like this. You stop Lou, what you not understand is it's all play action. Play action. Did he hit? If he's not standing in the pocket, if you stop the run, you take all that away.
You don't get extra points for just straight.
Make him one-dimensional.
If it's play.
Make him one-dimensional. He's done.
Okay. Lou, wait. When the Chiefs played Minnesota, right? And they shut down Jefferson, right? How many yards did Addison get?
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
You got quite a few, actually.
He did. So basically, I'm saying they don't have a number one receiver, though, Bo. He's gonna spread the ball around.
Yeah, come on, spread it. You talking like he's my guy. You talking like he's number 15 over there. You talking like he's gonna spread.
We're talking faster.
I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. I've seen it. He can be mad. I know what I see.
What'd you see?
He's only MVP because Patrick Mahomes and have his receivers weren't catching the ball.
No. Let's stop you there. He's MVP because he played consistently week one.
Like trash. We're gonna go
the end of the season.
I just play
through the season. He was the most consistent quarterback of any.
And he beat these teams over 500. He beat them down. All these teams he beat down, guys, are playoff.
And they beat like 9 playoff teams or something.
Yeah, beat them down. Beat them bad.
Yeah, they did. They beat them. Listen, guys. Listen.
You got to give them their due. They're a good team.
Come on, Nick. Come on with it.
The bottom line is the Ravens are a very good football team. They're well coached. They play great. They're healthy. They get to do something they haven't done in 56 years. They've got a AFC Championship game in Baltimore. Granted it was the old Baltimore organization versus the new one, but nonetheless, they've earned the right to be the top seed. They've earned the right to be hosting the AFC title game. They beat a nice story in the Houston Texans. But here's where I think the biggest advantage is, and I think the best thing that happened to the Chiefs this year is they were the number 3 seed and they had to go to Buffalo. It taught them and it showed that they can be dominant on the road. They can win on the road, to where had they beaten Buffalo in the regular season, the Chiefs probably still would have won, but this would have been the first true road test for Patrick Mahomes. I think the experience gained and the confidence gained to go into Buffalo, which is a hostile environment as Baltimore, is huge for this football team. They know what to do. They know what to expect. They know how to take the crowd out of the game. And, all these pundits were saying Mahomes doesn't have this, doesn't have that. And it was Peter Schrager who said, never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Right.
The Chiefs have the champion.
They do.
The Ravens don't yet. The Ravens may get it on Sunday, but this is Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs game to take. And that experience last week in Buffalo was massive. Now it showed everybody, well, wait a minute. Maybe the truth is, and the stats back it up, he's a much better quarterback on the road than he is at home. And if he could do that in the postseason and the regular season, I mean, when he went to play the San Francisco 49ers last year, weren't they not the number 1 defense in the NFL? Didn't they have the best pass rush, the best safeties, corners, linebackers? Did they not have the most complete defense that we have seen in the NFL in a decade? And he puts up 41 points against them.
He's going to rob the bank. That's all
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
He's sticked up. Look at him. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He's going to go bring it home. He's going to bring it home, and he's going to rob the bank. Put it on a T-shirt.
Did you airbrush his hair?
That's pretty good.
What it is. And Patrick Mahomes is going to stick up and do it and get it done. Hey, you get to all this Lamar Jackson, all this, all they going to hear is doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. I'll be back to bring it home. That's what he is. He's going on the road to bring it home. Hey, guys, I understand that, Lamar Jackson's MVP, but hey, he's great. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but I'm saying is this. I know my guys. I know from the experience. I know for what it is and what it sounds like. Hey, I just can't see Patrick Mahomes going there. Patrick Mahomes ain't going to sit there and just, like Lou said, over his dead body. He's not going to sit there and just take it and get beat. Like Tom Brady said. He said, only quarterback I've seen that sit there would not sit there and lose. He would still play the game out is Patrick Mahomes. He said he gave him praise. Now, as you sit back and watch this game, who we picking? Who you taking? I know who I'm taking. Let's see. It's all come down to Drake. So who you taking here on the show? All
right, Trey, you go. You'll give you honors, Trey.
All right, listen. Okay.
What's the score?
Okay, I say this. Mahomes.
You're gonna pick on both sides.
Mahomes
going to the Super Bowl?
Okay, Mahomes edges it out. They beat the Baltimore Ravens by a field goal. Don't know what the score is gonna be, but it's gonna be by a field goal. Okay. Detroit. To me, Detroit is like this. To me, I like Detroit. I love the story. I love the story with Detroit. I like Purdy, but I say Detroit takes this.
So you saying the Chiefs in Detroit?
Hey, wait, that's my Super Bowl pick. Copycat.
That is a Super Bowl pick. Because after that game against Tampa Bay, I said, "Oh, okay. Okay, golf look good, man. Golf look good." So I'm gonna give it to Detroit.
Go ahead, Luke.
Give it to Detroit.
Yeah, I went San Francisco, Kansas City at the beginning of the year, and I'm not, haven't strayed since. I don't believe. I mean, I really like Detroit. I think it would be a great story since they've never been to the Super Bowl, and this is really the first playoff run they've had in like 50 years. I've got some friends that are Lions fans and would love to see them, have some glory, but I just think San Francisco's too good. As far as the Chiefs game's concerned, yeah, for everything that we've been saying is Baltimore's had statistically a great year. This is the best defense. They're like the first time I don't know how many years that the team, top scoring defense, most sacks. yardage, defense, whatever. But, we heard a lot of the same thing going into the Super Bowl last year, that Philadelphia's defense led the league in sacks and they're going to put so much pressure on Mahomes and whatever. And okay, so I trust these coaches. I trust the players. I think, to Nick's point, as far as them going into Buffalo last week, I don't want to oversimplify it and say it was a wake-up call, but it was one kind of last thing for them to prove to themselves, or maybe prove to anybody that, I don't know, thought it was a big deal that they were playing a game on the road, but even more motivation if that's possible. So I don't know. I'll say Chiefs 27, Ravens 21.
We know Debo might not be playing. I don't think Debo playing either, though, Lou.
He was back in practice yesterday, so I think
he's 50-50. That's a tough one for the Niners, but like I said, I'm sticking with my early picks and just
you sticking with Purdy. You stick with the great Purdy.
Purdy good, baby.
You sticking with Purdy. I got you.
All right, Hense, let us have it. Here we go. Okay. All right. So this is what I think. I've said it all week, and I'm not going to deviate now. I've been on a few radio shows nationally. The bottom line is this: Patrick Mahomes is chasing Tom Brady. I put it in my article this week, and everybody else is chasing Patrick. And he knows, he learned his lessons from that Bengals loss. He understands what had to happen and what has transpired to date to get this offense to find its identity, to get back on track. I said last week before the Buffalo game, I thought this would be one of the best games that he's played this season against the Bills, and that's exactly what he did. And had it not been for the McCole Hardman situation, we'd be talking a lot differently about this offense, and we have to factor in that a turnover prevented 7 points at the goal line. So with that said, there's no way I can see Patrick Mahomes is going to lose this football game, and this Chiefs team is going to lose this football game. I think they handle the business, and I think it's going to be a significant victory. It's going to be a double-digit victory. I got Kansas City 34. I got the Ravens 17. As far as the other teams, I picked the Lions and the Chiefs.
Regardless, the Lions
in week one on this show. I'm not deviating. I think Dan Campbell, Super Bowl week, would be so entertaining and so much fun. And then you got Andy Reid, the guy who's been there, done that. Andy's really good with the national media. As he's been this week. His press conferences have been a little bit better. But I'm telling you right now, Chiefs and the Lions, and we will see you in Las Vegas.
Okay, Nick.
Time's yours, Hense. Time's yours, Hense.
I look at it. I look at it this way.
82
200 to 3.
It doesn't matter like who comes in there. My man, like I said, he's coming to take the throne. He's coming to bring it back home to Kansas City. Hey, it doesn't matter who can. Bring both of them. Bring both of them. I'll take Detroit and the 49ers. Bring them both. They still going to lose. He beat the other one, and he lost to the other one in week one. That was your Super Bowl preview right there if you look at it. He lost in week one by a drop pass by Tony. But again, I think it's going to be the Chiefs and the Lions in the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Chiefs are going to win this game Sunday, 34-28. I think it's going to be a close one, but I feel like the Chiefs is going to edge it out. But again, who said they weren't going to be here? A lot of people, some people on this show, I ain't gonna look at them, but they said they didn't feel like they feel like they weren't gonna make it.
Nick said guilty as charged. Hey, guilty. Hey, we all was, boy. Man, MBS was scaring me.
But
MBS still scares me.
I got accused of being
like a man.
I got accused of being the homer, but it's all right because I know I see. And when you got a guy that I know in 15, just like you had in Brady and Peyton Manning, and it's hard to pick against them. It's hard. It's hard to pick.
Jordan. It's like Michael Jordan. It's like Michael Jordan, bro, in his prime. It's hard to pick against Mike.
And Patrick doesn't even have to make up a slight in this case. Is that hey, they're giving him the MVP? and that little holding the iPad and a little bit of a chuckle.
Check his Instagram story. And check his post. Is tell me that this guy is not coming in there to take this trophy home.
On the road, underdog. Come on now.
On Instagram. What he posts on Instagram,
Instagram on the road. You think this gonna be the Cinderella story for the Kansas City Chiefs season?
Well, no Cinderella.
No, it's not a Cinderella.
In a
the
sense,
Chiefs expected to go.
Drive passes, led the league in drive passes. Now NBA make a big catch.
I think
it's just a learning process.
This becomes an even greater legend that was Patrick Mahomes. 20, 30 years from now, this will be like treated by NFL films, or look like he dragged this team that couldn't catch a pass and all this other stuff.
The grit of the NFL.
But seriously, this will be a huge feather in his cap to now finally go on the road, win. Arguably the best team in the NFL on their field to get to the Super Bowl. So
if we do that, guys, like remember Eli Manning did that. Eli Manning did that in 07. He did that in 07. He went on the road against some of the top teams in the playoffs and beat New England was so powerful that year. And you went out there and you beat New England.
Yeah,
that to me
was one of the more unlikely runs to the Super Bowl and winning it. I mean,
a lot of people forget when you're a king and it's another person that's threatening your throne and having an MVP year, you as a king must go in there and take your throne. Just like Tom Brady did to Patrick Mahomes. And when he went at Patrick Mahomes at an MVP year, Tom Brady came in and went straight to the Super Bowl. Over Patrick Mahomes. So I feel like this
real Game of Thrones stuff coming here.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you. I tell you, this guy put it on a t-shirt. He brought it home. I see that.
All right.
So what everybody else's predictions in the chat?
Well, right now, let me see. Kareem said 38-13 San Francisco, and he also said 31-17 good guys. St. Clair says 30-20 Chiefs, right? Trihan says 21-14 Chiefs. So all the scores is close. Ain't no blowouts.
Yeah.
So except
it's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be a blowout.
All right, I like that. I'd love that. I don't want my blood pressure going nuts around whatever.
Well, because Lou was stated fast, boy. It's like I don't like
5:45 Eastern time. I don't want to be sitting there clutching near the TV. I'd like to be at my cigar and my bourbon sitting in my easy chair. Come on now.
He said, I don't want to be stirred up, man.
So we'll be back Monday celebrate a Super Bowl on our way to the Super Bowl to Vegas. Now, Nick, go ahead and give a shout out.
We doing spaces.
Yeah, we'll do a spaces show around 6:00 Central Time on Twitter on Sunday night. If we feel the need, maybe we'll do a live show. Just kind of depends how giddy we're feeling. Hey, I also want to shout out my good friend Ross Polite. He and I were neighbors growing up. It's great to see him chiming in on the podcast. Frank's got his Frank says 34-10. Ross says 23-17.
Frank's throwing out the Greek love. He also, I think earlier he said Karlaftis 3.5 sacks.
Yeah. Frank, we're with you, brother. The Greeks got to stick together. All right, we're gonna sign off. Before we do, let's talk about our two great sponsors. First, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate advisor, somebody that you can trust, it's going to walk you through the process of trying to find a new house or to sell your house. You need an expert. You also need a good person. And you also need somebody with a heart and somebody who's going to work with you, hold your hand, make sure you don't make any mistakes. He is there for a reason. He's good at what he does. I trust him looking for a house for me. Hense trusts him looking at a house for him. And that's what you want. Trust and loyalty. He's been a good friend for a long time. Give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Sponsor of Chief Who. And on the other side, Mr. Dave Purdy was Supreme. Dave's also one of the top-notch guys. I've known him a long time. We used to do mortgages together way back in the day. And, I learned a lot from him. And he's also a guy that you can trust. You're looking for someone who can put together a mortgage for you. 816-405-5831. Again, doesn't matter if you're 1099 or W-2. It doesn't matter what size of loan you're looking for. If you want to refinance, whatever it is, just get a hold of Dave. He can walk you through the process. He's got a plethora of options available. Give him a call today at 816-405-5831. Again, 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is pretty good.
All right,
all right, guys.
Go ahead, Jay.
Well, we're going to give a shout out to a plethora of guys that made some good comments today. Kareem, I get what you're saying, Kareem. Your boy's always right, even though you be like, Dre's on a different side of the spectrum, and I am. Majority of the time I am. I'm just a realist. That's all it is, man.
You've always been on the other side of the spectrum. It's okay.
Hey, Nick, don't you pull my cover off my face, man. All right. I say this. I say shout out to St. Clair, Kareem. Let me see. Trahan, Frank. Let me see. Vincent always. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Nick?
We got Ross as well.
Ross, so again, that's what I was looking for. Ross. Yeah, man. Love it, man. Keep it coming, man.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody. Check us out on the website, chiefsblitz.com, at Chiefsblitz on Twitter, at Chiefsblitz on Facebook, at Chiefsblitz at YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to be your number one source in the offseason, but that offseason is going to not happen for a few more weeks as we expect Kansas City to take it to the Baltimore Ravens and prove once and for all that Patrick Mahomes can do absolutely anything. We're so looking forward to Sunday, 2 o'clock Central Time, CBS, Paramount Plus. Guys, we'll chat at 6 o'clock Central Time on Sunday, and we'll talk about back-to-back Super Bowl appearances for your Kansas City Chiefs. And if there's a single person in the world that could have said that at any point before Patrick Mahomes, none of us would have believed it. Nice. There it is. All right, guys, peace out.
Let's go.
Yeah.